What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope all you're having a wonderful day today. Getting into this episode of GH. Listen, if I was Cameron and Finn, I would have had Shady Brook on speed dial because Liz was looking, she all up in the trends and stuff, just cutting up that picture. If I was Cameron, I would have walked up in there like all up in her face, like, hello, hello, sweetie, sugar, hello. Like she was not paying Cameron no mind at all. Like he was walking up towards her all slow. I said, "Yeah, bro, be cautious. Be cautious. She got scissors." And Finn got over there and stuff like that, and she finally snapped out of it. Um, and she didn't realize what she was doing. She was essentially sleepwalking. Like she didn't even realize it. So now I think she's starting to put the pieces together that she's the one who's been doing all this. You know, she set fire to Franco's studio and everything else because it makes perfect sense. There's only two people that had keys to that studio: the maintenance man and her. They're the only two ones that had keys to it. Nobody else. So, and Dante and them haven't made any progress on who could have done it. So I'm like, yeah, she's gonna need some type of help. I mean, maybe Kevin can talk to her. Maybe she can go into some type of therapy and figure out why she's doing this. Because they're gonna have to get to the bottom of this. I'm like, that's dangerous. You know what I mean? Like to be in the trance that she was in and stuff, and then on top of that, she don't even remember how she even got to her house. Like her child is sitting next to her. She got scissors in her hand, not paying him no attention. For all he knows, she could have turned around and turned them scissors on him. Yeah, she gonna need some help ASAP. Cause that is dangerous. They're gonna have to get to the root of all this. I feel like Liz is just going through trauma that she's been through all her life. I think all that trauma is just catching up to her. Her rape, Franco's death, like Jake being killed at that time, just everything. Everything is boiling to the surface, I guess, for her. Because she has had a lot of bad things happen over the years. Her house being blown up. It's been a lot of traumas in her life. A lot of trials, a lot of tribulation. So I definitely think she need to seek professional help at this point and find the root of all this and try to get over all of this stuff, to cope with it. Cause I don't think she ever fully really coped with anything that happened with her. So I think it's time that she does before somebody get hurt. Cause even Gregory was a little cautious. Like when Finn was talking about, oh, I'm gonna go over there. Finn was like, be careful. He was like, she already done knocked your brother over the head now. I don't got time for you to get hit too. I don't blame Gregory because I would have been cautious too. Like, no, calm down, hold up, slow your roll. So anyway, moving on from that. Um, see, TJ so worried about this dog gonna clear a net and stuff. I'm like, bruh, y'all was about to lose y'all life. Your granddaddy just got stabbed. Like, and you worried about this clear net. Um, so Marshall ended up getting stabbed and stuff. He done lost a whole bunch of blood. My thing was, did they leave Molly in the alley? I'm trying to recollect that because when they walked away, when they was getting to the ambulance and stuff like that, and they were leaving, Molly was standing around in the alley, and I'm like, y'all not gonna take Molly with y'all? And when they got to the hospital, Molly wasn't right behind them. I'm like, so did she just catch up with them? Like, what happened with that? I'm like, okay, like I know y'all ain't just leave her. Um, but yeah, it's like he shouldn't be worried about no clearing. I'm like, come on now, that's the least of y'all worries right now. If somebody gonna rob you and they got a knife and stuff like that, give them what they want. All that stuff ain't nothing but material. It can be replaced. Thank God Curtis got there when he did, though. To swing on some of them dudes. Um, so of course, Curtis brought them up to speed and stuff like that. And the doctor he brought TJ up to speed about what Stella and his mother knew. Um, and the doctor pretty much was, trying to ask Curtis and TJ, like, he lost a lot of blood. Is he on some type of medication that we need to know about? Curtis and TJ really couldn't even answer those questions because they literally know nothing about Marshall. And that's the messed up part. Like when you're in a hospital for your parent or whatever, and you can't even answer medical questions because you don't know shit. Like that's a messed up place to be in. So I'm glad, he's gonna be okay. And Curtis was sitting by his bedside, but Curtis gonna have to get some answers. Curtis is definitely gonna have to get some answers about his dad because it's a lot about his father he don't even know, like even medically. It's a lot he don't know. You know what I mean? And that stuff is vital. You know, you got to get that information, you know, because look at situations like this. He lands in a hospital. Y'all can't even answer doctor questions about what's going on with him. You know, like no, Marshall gonna when he wake up, he gonna have to come up with some answers. Cause I'm tired of him withholding evidence, not evidence, but you know, like withholding the truth and stuff. It's like, come on, bro, tell this man some stuff about you. You know, like this is getting ridiculous now. Like he being all secret. Like if you don't open up your mouth and say something. So anyway, moving on from that, I totally understand why Taggart is upset. I mean, his daughter is going through hell right now. You know, this whole Title IX investigation at the school. Then she got the trial coming up where she could go to prison. So she's looking at being kicked out of school and having a police record and going to prison. Like, that's a lot. I totally get why he's frustrated. Because obviously his daughter's innocent. We all know it. Everybody know it. But I get his frustrations with the police department. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of red tape to that. I can't fully, as much as I say Jordan is incompetent, because a lot of times she is, it's only but so much she can do as a police commissioner, because you do have to follow the evidence. And even though it's fabricated evidence, she has to try and prove that it is fabricated. But there's legal red tape that she has to go through. You know, it's not like a private investigator and stuff. You see how Sam and Spencer could just go through things and find out stuff, and you know what I mean? That's stuff that a cop can't do. They would have to get all type of search warrants and stuff to get it. And it's not even easy getting a search warrant, because you got to have probable cause just to get the search warrant. So Jordan's hands are kind of tied on this. It's only but so much she can do to try to prove this girl's innocent, because there's a lot of legal red tape that certain people don't have to go through. But as a police officer, she does have to go through that red tape. So I can see why she's in a difficult position. You know, she knows Trina's innocent and she's doing pretty much whatever she can to try and prove that from a legal standpoint, you know? But it's only but so much she could do with that red tape in her way. But you know, she just told Taggart, listen, just trust me. She was like, you know me a long time. You know I know that your daughter's innocent. Just trust me. Put your trust in me. I wouldn't put my trust into the PCPD, but that's just me. I've seen the way that they work, and I'm just like, yeah, I would be going to prison messing around with them. I think not. But I am happy that, you know, Portia and Jordan had that conversation, because I am thrilled that Jordan finally brought up that conversation from when they almost died in that basement. You know what I'm saying? Like about what she said about, oh, I have to tell Trina the truth about her father. And Jordan was like, well, did you ever manage to tell Trina the truth? And Portia tried to play it off and act stupid. Talking about, oh, I must have been deprived of oxygen. No, you ain't deprived of oxygen. You deprived of common sense. You deprived of telling the truth. That's what you deprived of. Um, yeah, she really tried to play it off like she has no recollection of that conversation between her and Jordan. Like she don't remember what she said. I was like, oh Lord have mercy. Here she go playing this game. Why would you say? That's why I believe Curtis is that girl father, or there's a big chance that she is. You know, that he is that girl father. Because why would she say that? I got to tell her the truth about her father. What truth? And then you try to play it off like you don't know what Jordan talking about now. Yeah, it has to be something about her paternity then. For her to try to act dumb and play this off like she don't know nothing about it. No, you know. Because the timeline, I remember when Portia first came to town, the timeline fit. She was with Curtis around the time she got pregnant, and that's why he was doing the math at the time, and that's why he asked her, is it possible Trina's my daughter? Because he did the math. She sat there and said, no, that's Taggart's daughter. And people sitting there taking that at face value. I'm like, yeah, I don't take stuff like that at face value. If I ask you a direct question, you tell me no, I'm not going to totally just sit there and believe it. I need proof. Anybody can sit there and lie. You know what I'm saying? I think the reason Portia probably lying is because at this point in time, since it's been 18 years, she don't want to, you know, deprive, you know, she don't want to mess the relationship up between Taggart and Trina. You know what I mean? And she don't want to mess up her own relationship with Curtis, because she knows that if the truth comes out at this point, everything is going to get blown to hell. You know? I believe Taggart is still going to see her as a daughter no matter what the truth is. You know? But she did deprive that man of years with his potential child, if that is his child, and that's jacked up. But yeah, I'm glad Jordan brought that up. I am so happy Jordan brought it up. It needed to be said. Like seriously. This has been a lingering question in the back of my mind watching this show. Like when y'all gonna start digging into that? Um so anyway, moving on from that. You know what? Bobby need to chill out sometime. Like Bobby, I get that she a writer for her daughter. I totally respect it. You know, she got her daughter back. I can respect that. But it's like she gotta learn when to chill out a little bit. Like you gotta, you know, they are going through a visitation case right now, and you confronting Nina is not good for the case because she could bring up what you say and what you do in the court the very next day. She could bring that up, and that could kind of be held against Michael in a way. Like it can be. You know, you never know with a judge, so you might want to tone it down a little bit. You know, she was upset because she felt like Sonny was flaunting his relationship with Nina in everybody's face, like publicly. My whole thing was, I didn't feel like he was flaunting anything. It's just Sonny's not the type of person to duck out in his house and hide. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna come out in public and he doesn't give a damn what people think or say. He don't care. And I can't say that I blame him. You know, you gotta live your life. Yeah, Sonny did dirt. He did wrong. You know what I'm saying? He messed up big time. But if I was him, I wouldn't tuck tail and run either. He still gotta live his life. You know, just the same as Carly. Eventually, Carly gonna find her a new man. I know that the divorce is still fresh and stuff like that. You know, but I don't feel like he was flaunting anything. I'm not a big fan of his relationship with Nina or whatever it is that they're doing. I'm not a fan of it. But you know, if that's his choice and that's who he potentially wants to be with, that's on Sonny. I'm not surprised because we all know Sonny guys. He has a wandering eye. Sonny, listen, he go from woman to woman. That's just how he is. On more than one occasion, that's how he's always been. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not shocked by it. Um, but Bobby was being all types of loud when she was bringing up the test results that Carly was waiting for at the hospital, and Sonny just happened to be walking by and he overheard it, and now he's wondering like, what test results you talking about? So Carly pretty much told him like she not sick, she not hurt, it's not for him to worry about. She basically told Sonny like we're divorced. Like what goes on in my life ain't none of your business at this point. And I agree with Carly. I mean, when you're divorced, you know, but Sonny made it clear he still care about her. But I totally get where Carly coming from. She's trying to separate herself from Sonny. You know what I'm saying? She don't need Sonny in her business. And I totally get it. Um, I totally get that, you know? Because Sonny never liked it when Carly was all up in his business when it came to his other relationships and stuff and what he got going on. He wasn't too happy about it. But Carly used to do it. She used to be up in his business, all up in his business. Like anytime he was with a new woman or something like that, she would just come barge in the house. Yeah, I need to talk to you about Michael and Morgan. Carly, no, you don't. You don't. She used to use Michael and Morgan as an excuse every time to go talk to Sonny. Every time. Even when they got grown, she still used that shit as an excuse. Even though Bobby do need to go sit down, I was here for that little confrontation though between her and Nina. Like Bobby really came up to Nina like she was gonna do something, talking about something. Oh, we need to talk. Like listen, because what I have to say, you know, may change, you know, what you need to do in terms of this visitation. Basically, Bobby wanted Nina to shut down the visitation, like shut down the petition for visitation or whatever, stop the hearing. Of course, that was a waste of time. Come like we all know Nina's gonna say no. Why would she? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what did Bobby think that was gonna accomplish? But I enjoyed it. Um, you know, of course, Bobby was throwing daggers at her, you know, throwing shots at Nell, and then of course Nina came back throwing shots at her about her prostitution and stuff, and her many marriages and all that stuff. And her cheating on husbands and all this. And my thing was, I was here for it, for them going back and forth. The only thing that really irritated me was Nina throwing Bobby's, you know, prostitution stuff in her face. Because we all know Bobby getting into prostitution was not by choice. It definitely was not by choice. She was only a child basically when she got into it. She was like 15, 16 when she did it. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't, you know, totally by choice. That's not something she wanted to do. So I ain't like that Nina kind of threw that in her face. But it was funny though when she threw that drink up in Nina's face. I was like, Bobby, don't do it. Because my whole thing is You never know what Nina might do. She might use that to her advantage or whatever in the court hearing. I'm like, don't do it. Because Nina made it clear. She was like, I'm gonna get revenge on you now because when things go my way, when I win my visitation, Nina is so confident that she gonna win. And I'm like, don't be too cocky, Nina. Do she have a pretty solid case? Yeah, I think she has a solid case for winning, but that doesn't mean she will, you know? And so, Sonny and Carly had to break it up and stuff like that. Carly was happy. Carly was like, listen, that's the least that she deserved. She was like, I'm happy you did that. um, Speaking of visitation, so Michael and Willow was together or whatever. They had their little sexy time and stuff because Willow's worried about the whole hearing tomorrow and stuff too. Michael's confident that things are going to go their way because, Diane is assuring them that they have a strong case and he's going to do whatever is in his power. My thing is, I feel like both of them, Willow, Michael, and Nina, they all have pretty solid cases. And I feel like when you're dealing with a judge, it can go either way. It can go 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know what a judge is going to say. You never know what a judge is thinking. That's like putting it in the hands of a judge or putting it in the hands of a jury. You never know how it's going to go. That's why I say it's 50-50. It can go that way, it can go that way. It all depends on what y'all do in that courtroom and what facts y'all bring. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't get overly confident if I'm either one of them. I wouldn't get too cocky about this. I wouldn't sit there and act like, oh, we got this, we gonna win. I wouldn't do that. I pity the fool that do that, cause don't be too cocky now. It can go either way here. Don't do it. But honestly, I cannot wait for this court hearing. I feel like it's gonna be a hot mess. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of shenanigans being pulled from both parties. I just feel like it's gonna be some good drama at this hearing, and I can't wait to see what the judge is gonna decide on this. But yeah, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section, let me know what you all thought, and I will see you all later. Hope you all have a great day. Hope you all have a great weekend. See you all later. Peace.